calling, I needed, my heart's on fire. Da-da's, da-da's. Come to me, wild and wild. Ooh, yeah. Right, anyway, guys, April 26th, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I've got my old school Spurs shirt for this. I always wear it for when they're playing City or Liverpool. Root for the, I can't say it, the Army. It's not my place to say that. Yeah. Anyway, Eubank versus Conor Benn. Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. This takes me back. I've got Nigel Benn versus Chris Eubank on Doi Voi Doi. And I've even got the greatest boxing book of all time, if not the No Middle Ground. It is an absolute treat. It's Michael Watson, Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. It is the old politics, it's the business side and the boxing. It is one of the best boxing books I have ever read. I've got Teddy Atlas's book and all. I breathe this, man. I live this, and I don't even box, but I can't wait for this fight. People saying it's no. I can smell the atmosphere already. I can smell it now. I can smell the hot dogs outside the ground. I can smell the Arsenal fans kicking off with the Spurs fans and the Chelsea fans going, you two can just go for it, obviously, and the West Ham fans getting in there because I can smell it. It's going to be massive, led by the animosity of Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. This is personal. This is going to be Ben McClellan. I'm getting real bad vibes about this fight. I can feel it. I can visualize. I can see it. Okay, my prediction is somebody is going out bad. I'm not saying on a stretcher, but somebody is getting hurt big time. This is not effing about. There's too much at stake. Oh, man, this fight is going to be violent. And it's who can hold the head. I believe that Chris Eubank Jr. can hold his head, but the weight absolutely favours Ben. It doesn't favour Eubank, believe it or not. I do believe his legs could be shot. I do believe he's slightly nervous, even though he's winning the political debate. He's always been smarter than Conor Benn. Conor Benn's going to be aggressive in the interviews. But I do believe that Conor Benn has the speed. He doesn't have the experience, but he certainly has that killer instinct to take out Eubank Jr. I'm going to shock a lot of people here, guys. I believe that Ben's going to do it. Not because I want him to, just because I feel like if Eubank is going to do that nice boxing early on, land them shots, get the jab, Ben twists, Ben turns. Ben's not just to come forward. Anyone watches Conor Benn who thinks he just comes forward, trust me, he doesn't. He turns angles, he cuts. He's going to be really, really fast. This could be like McClellan Benn, actually, who was a lot lighter than Nigel Benn, but the speed told. Chris Eubank Jr. is not a Nigel Benn. He's not going to have that power to obliterate Conor Benn. He better have some sort of punch. Now, the weight divide is massive, but it's not when it's evened. It's not when somebody's coming up, has a few stakes, one guy's coming down. It is harder to come down. Ask Kell Brook versus Errol Spencer Jr. Now, Golovkin could come down versus... I think Kell Brook came up versus Golovkin and Khan went up versus Canelo. They went to their weight. This isn't halfway. Chris Eubank Jr. is giving up a lot of weight. And even if he puts it back on after the weigh-in, I think he's going to find it tough to make this weight. And this is going to be killer in the first 5 rounds. If he gets out of it, he could possibly edge the rounds. He does have the fundamentals. I don't think either have fundamentals great. I don't think either are an amazing boxers. But one has killer instincts. Eubank Jr. has better shot placement, I suppose. We've not seen enough of Conor Benn. But Conor Benn has fought some decent-ish boxers, Chris Algieri, fighters like that who he's took apart. Eubank Jr. is going to move. He's going to do the taunting. Get that out of the way. You're fighting an animal now. And this guy's looking to kill him. Now, if Conor Benn can focus, this is a big if. It's a massive if. But I think he's going to. I think people think this guy's just going to come forward like silly brawler and get caught. No. If he's smart and he times it and he doesn't let emotion get to him, Conor Benn takes this guy out. I do believe it. I don't know why people would think, yeah, Eubank should win. He's bigger, he's more experienced. He's fought Groves. He's fought Joe Saunders. He's fought way better boxers than Conor Benn. Boxers. And Conor Benn you wouldn't cast as a boxer's boxer. But he can box. And he does have the power. Last two fights aside, these are sell me down. These are fights where you don't have to be great. This means a lot to both. I just think in a fight that's going to be violent, violence will suit Conor Benn. Maybe Eubank will have the emotional edge. He'll have the more poise. But Eubank said he's personal, this. I've never heard him say that. When have you ever heard Chris Eubank Jr. say this is personal? It's normally the smart thing to do to say, this is just a fight. That's a fight. And he normally says that in every interview. He says this is just a fight. This is nothing personal. But does he not? This is the first time, like when Khan fought Garcia. Like when Catterall just fought Barboza. I'm going to knock you out. When a fighter breaks character and starts saying different things, listen, I know this shizzle. I watch body language and psychology. I've got a degree in drama, you know what I'm saying? I know about body language and psychology and mind changes and the old, when you start rephrasing your words and saying things you wouldn't normally say. He said it's personal. Is he just selling it? No, I believe if this is personal. I believe that Harlem Benn would have a better chance against Harlem Eubank, would have a better chance. Harlem Eubank would have a better chance against Conor Benn than Eubank Jr. Because Eubank Jr. is giving up a lot. He's going to be stodgy, but he's going to be slow. The reflexes aren't going to be there. Conor Benn's not going to have as much of a power advantage. But man, here's an example. I look like a unit in this coat. It's puffed. I won't say a unit, but I look slightly puffier in the... okay, wrong way of saying it. I look slightly bigger with a puffer jacket, with a sort of big bloated jacket. Everyone looks bigger with a jacket on, do they not? Look at my shoulders there. Take it off. Slightly thinner there. Just still got game on the shoulders, but look, we can all look big in a jacket. Ask yourself, why would he wear that to look bigger? There you go. Don't matter how big you look, Conor Benn's going to have the sheer speed advantage in this fight, and I believe that's going to... and the fitness. If he's not on peds, if he doesn't do a Garcia and decide, you know what, I don't care about the fight, I just want to kill him. It wouldn't surprise me if something came up after the fight, if he does true damage to Chris Eubank Jr. Eubank just takes too many. It's going to be a violent fight. Eubank will hit them uppercuts, and we saw what happened with Nick Blackwell, and that was like, yeah, that was brutal. But I do believe that Conor Benn is that determined. He can't lose. I do believe somewhere along the line that Conor Benn, he's laughed him off a few times. People are laughing off his credentials. But Chris Eubank Jr. ain't all that anymore, man. I am telling you, yes, he beat Liam Smith in the second fight. He does have the experience in a big crowd. He can control himself. He did. But I do believe that time waits for no man in this sport. And when you're constantly messing with weights, the only gain is for Conor Benn. Now, maybe Eubank will get a decision if it goes to that, possibly. There's not going to be a lot of quality in this fight. It's going to be a rush versus a sort of flawed defence. There's going to be swings, there's going to be misses. But I think Conor Benn can land them shots. I think he can twist, he can turn, he can be in your face so much, he can put Eubank to the ropes if he utilises his game plan. And I do believe that he might actually try and outbox Eubank Jr. It would not shock me. We saw what Eubank Jr. did to DeGale. The time scales just, DeGale was out, Eubank was fresher. I believe that Conor Benn is going to have the timing down in this fight. Comes down to timing, guys. I don't really care who wins. I just want to see us an absolute tear-up. Is Benn going to carry the name, or is Eubank still going to carry the Simply the Best tag? Guys, get your comments in. I'm buzzed for this. People like to complain about any fight. They complain about Brooke Khan because it was too late. Better late than never. At least we saw Khan getting absolutely whooped. Or it would have been either getting whooped. One gets whooped. That's the beauty of boxing. Or they both just knock each other out, like Apollo Creed and Sylvester Stallone. Rocky. What am I chatting? I'm chatting bubbles today, big time. I'm going with Conor Benn, guys. I'm going for the shock. I believe the timing's going to be with him. Get your comments in. Tell me what you think. Am I talking bubbles? Am I talking daft? Listen, I don't mind. It's only my opinion. That's just my thing on it. I've been wrong many a time where I've just gone with a favourite and gone, yeah, no, too much experience, Eubank. On this one, I think I'm right. Hey, I could be wrong. I hope you enjoyed my video, guys. Tell me why I'm wrong. Don't say you don't know nothing about boxing. I'm just sort of, we're all guessing what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen as much as me. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm buzzing for this. I'm simply the best. Better than all the rest. Woo! Better than anyone. Until I got whooped off Benn. I don't know. You know I'm excited. I'm out. I hope you enjoyed my video, guys. Peace. Take care of yourself. Take what you do seriously, but don't take yourself seriously. You can tell I don't. Peace.